They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckle.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths?
I may. Classier. With the victim.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on everything.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares?
Show me the souls, please, Miss.
Fucking imbecile.
The maker is called sensory.
The size fits, but not the soul.
Simpler? No. This is another. The lieutenant raises. What are you doing? He's thinking. Not now. Stop yourself.
People change shoes, detective. It was you. You were there. What were you doing? Some kind of reconnaissance?
Trying to rack your brains. You're desperate to report something back to your...
The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when I got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they... Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revesh.
The lieutenant raises his right. Hush. He does not need to be pushed. While the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him. Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. And...
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing?
Yes.
And you were looking at them? The victim and a young woman having sex? Through the scope of your...
The old man.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. You can coax it out of him.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't...
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to...
A rifle scope.
And if you don't like it?
Yes.
Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
"3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her galley. Her honor guard came in tow. Wrinkled up whore. Black sexual morals are a bourgeois ploy. So don't you sermonize me, you racist shithole.
Some strange glandular process takes place in him at the thought, like yeast.
They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. Radio equipment. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and masked phalanx weren't conscripts. Barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing, I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters. Them fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth.
This man has seen past her, and now he looked to punish her.
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning,
Past the fell building on the coast.
hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she...
And beautiful.
That.
How could you see what she looked like?
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags. Her passport and tickets to Villiers.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the...
After she was gone.
Did you keep what was in it?
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I put them... Why would I need that trap?
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the nervous system.
Why?
A strange confusion comes...
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks. And a body. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachals that...
You could tell she was a spook? From the...
She had different color hair on the photo. And glasses. Forged. I'm not blind, am I?
It quickly comes to you.
Oh, yes.
Everything in him fills with
Did you make that hole?
With a clip-point knife. Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass. I've been through all of Martinez. Yes, that, too. The things they did in that little room. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people...
You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. One more loose end down.
How did you get in there?
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you.
You had to open the steel door?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union box window.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let.
While he stands here and rots.
You're delusional. There's nothing to see in the soul of the bourgeois woman. It's the same as the surface. No one gives a shit what you think. You and your... There's... Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, yes. Over the years, no. I don't really know. I was there one night and she was... The day after I killed... Yes. I don't know.
It's as if something put the thought there to leave the flowers.
Maybe. I told you. I have holes in my brain now. If you came 10 years ago...
In the silence, the lieutenant, one more down.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days. Gone. I knew it. She kept staring. She'd look at night, crying or smiling.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lucerne Central. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturate, smaller, distant, hidden. Not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers. There, on a dilapidated jetty, in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across and he's there. Doing what exactly, I don't know. Special consultant Heidelstein is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crowd. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need some.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
You could get more out of enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
A tragic comedy.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It's the familiar put of hatred.
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philip. Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert, intense, like animals, like those boom morons on the ice. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lip. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon or Quayam. That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even we did good when we pushed him under the horse car.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency. Ask about that cock on parade too. Make sure you get everything here.
Horse. Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse. The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine.
That is technically possible, although
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why? No. Cynical design cockroaches like you erected a new, ironic version of it. Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity. Every gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor. Another hideous disappointment. Unions, that deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him.
Edgar.
He talks a big game about uprising, and so...
He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed.
You can't live alone.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time.
Of course. Maybe don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
I haven't approached anyone.
How did he know you?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he had stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I was right about one of those things. 20 years ago, neither of them could walk now, could they? They were left. Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I would have. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff. Oh, and charity, too. They love that. Let me be here. The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the commune of Revachol. You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat.
Again?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water. He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist.
That bourgeois cow, Tiffin Holly was her name, licked the rich man's hand and money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder. She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Called in, they say, on the eve of battle. Ran away.
No, that's not.
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her.
No, I guess it was not. She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is.
Because she was dead. Because the cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal, grasping her tit, and she was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like she often was. The ruins are heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments for the people. Someone did. Or maybe the cow just... Nothing changed. Not in the material base. Not...
Edgar didn't keep his part. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, we would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on...
A degenerate worker state. Goat shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. I didn't... Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with...
The same old free. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody. And the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that... I remember him from La Noce. Not him, personally. His make and model. There were tens of thousands. That one. Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Please, not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medal.
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day, the blackest. When I put that gun in my own better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
Huh. Yes, of course. I hope it hurts like that.
He seems relieved. He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same.
Glad. It's all gone.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, who spent his entire life alone, he's clearly a drug user of the painkiller sort, prone to erratic hand gestures, and malnourished. But that's it. The moment passes, and you say, stares despondently at the lock. What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. Indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads, as he just great leaps of emotion, from anger to grief. Despair, You've seen demented people before. This feels similar. Is it some kind of substance damage? Like he's addicted to something? Perhaps, but his seems more than that. In summary, you sense some underlying
No, I won't.
You said you take painkillers.
I take them to cope with pain. The people of this city...
It's not a downer, rather an upper, judging by his snaps.
like some kind of decadent rock star. No, I'm not okay. I shit blood.
There it is again. Erratic hand motions. Could it be a symptom of overdosing on something? Something even you have not tried? Keep your eyes peeled.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrolled. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of...
Your Wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. Do you
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay...
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
There it is again, to your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. Something completely different. It sounds like a bow.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this...
Your skin crawls. A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly... It's still there, an unfolding mechanism.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesque. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand rise instinctively.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't...
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly.
Be very, very careful.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's. The segmented antennae move with apprehension, searching for something that's not there. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open.
We need a photo. No.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
He's letting his pride. You see the phasmid turn to him. Its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions up.
Shh. Okay.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you. Its antennae taking their measure of the air. Slowly. Slowly, with your breath held, You take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. Like laughter, a salt sweat drips from your brow. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small... The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Suddenly, there is silence. The invertebrate comes back to life, stridulating. Sets of complex... No reply. A total ancient silence comes. The invertebrate stops, raising its scythe-like arms and tilting its tiny head, formed from the fused plate.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned.
I got it.
For all time. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much... Warning! A sudden shiver passes the limb. Looks like the creature is awakening. Wait, the antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. The sensation is electrifying, resounding. It is surprisingly delicate. The curly end...
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen. It tastes like sugar, very faint. The anthrop odorless, mostly comprised of water. Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearl...
I exist. Tell me what it's like for you. Fire? Where? I am oblivious to the city. It is only on my margin. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light. Are you sure? Sometimes, when molting, I will grow a lost limb. One time something went wrong. Yes, the leg tried to move around independently. Yes, thankfully someone ate it. The next time I molded, I grew an antenna, so am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? Yes, no one detected me for such a long time. But now, no one believed I exist. Almost no one. Until you came, detective. No, you're awake. I am. Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily. You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can...
Wait, so...
Yes, they don't mind. Yes, I once cloned myself and ate the little ones. It was winter, and I woke up at the wrong time. I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulandia Insula. For the last 300 and no one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the Suzerain. Also, I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions until I was accidentally No. The moral of our encounter is I am a relatively medium life form. While you, the pale too, came with you. No one remembers it before you. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you. You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the... We suspect it would be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no
everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget? So, it is already happening. One day, one of you will close your eyes and sign, and open them.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. Okay. Is it somehow related to the case? I think you should back away from the unstudied species now.
No, there is one more. Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That woman. Turn. You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires. She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface. And just like that, it's gone, skating and something under it. In the place it stood,
It's gone. Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
in some kind of strange...
Our suspect is not looking so good.
Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown. It would have looked very impressive. Still, you found it all. Now your mortal coil. This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and an old photo, before life came and did what it does.
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was, hiding. Perhaps. But that still doesn't explain how it got into the nest. Like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected... I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross...
Would it? Maybe it was simply curious.
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to... I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now. In another city.
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us. One more time. In a way, she's still lying to... I don't know. But it's not Katarzyna Alasia, or Klasia, or Anouk Meyers. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
What is it? What do you want from...
Something is very wrong with him now.
See?
Mr. Drost?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring with fear. like an addict of some terrible substance. A light shiver passes him.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news...
The trembling mouth.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid. Old age and shock. Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid.
There's much more. Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
That could be part of the shock. But you're right.
No response.
Then how did we see it? Oh, you mean, whatever does this, does it over time? Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are brief, and hence not credible. Mr. Dross. The doctors will have to look at this. I hope your station has better medical personnel than 57. This is a little advanced for a nurse. He was energetic and articulate. After all these years alone, it does not seem to be animated now it's left. Honestly, I'm ready to believe. I mean, why not? It's 3 meters tall. Like a drug? His pupils appear to be dilated.
It's not just chemical.
Some kind of oxytocin release mechanism? Would go with the pupils. But this is way above me. He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him. Like he didn't... I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a report.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir. Nothing.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would pull it back here. This makes sense.
No reaction. His breathing is... This is an old man.
Did you take this passport and other...
There.
He hears us.
No reply.
Try something else? We got him back for a moment.
I lost...
He turns his eyes to the reeds again.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie... This site is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it a...
Silence. You've gotten all you will out of this poor bee. The plastic cape flaps around his face. The strength has all gone out of him. Just frail...
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help.
Greasy old.
The
bed is quite inviting. You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark. You didn't realize how tired you were. Your body, the blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete, and you feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to sleep. Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt that, but you don't even want to talk to her. She would only be. Let her go. This is the holy queen of the territories of Muindi and Insulinda. Think of the historic knowledge we could glean. This is a once-in-a-lifetime.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome.
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions. She sighs. What are you doing? Stop saying things like that.
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush. Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rag.
She looks at the suitcase. Silence. Her nuptial.
Anyway, I'm going to Morova, to live there in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers. No, Harry. It's just regular skin. I'm not as beautiful as you always.
She does not answer. Silence. A distant wind blows. You can't think of anything pretty to say.
No, Harry. No. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of what, it's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. I don't want it. It looks expensive. I don't want it. That's not what figurines do, Harry.
She looks at the headless found rider. The figurines don't do anything? Anything at all? Yes, a form of communication. Yes, it was a good idea. But she felt obliged by the headless found rider to give you things in return. Things she no longer wants to give you.
Harry, I don't want things. I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything. I would have liked the headless fallen rider back then.
With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her. She is not kissing you back. This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be her chest rising like a pillow. Hidden, distant, kept safe, feels like soft fuzz. The world's most precious material, reserved for those she lets close enough to feel it. The delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your her hand does not return the grip. Distrust. For you. The curve of her spine. Nothing, just pillows against you. Unresponsive. The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours. Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
No, Harry. Not yet. I'm pregnant. Of course not. I terminated yours. Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions.
No. More questions. Ask more.
It's not. But I don't know why I said but. There is no but. That's it, yes. We've talked about it 1,000,000 times. You will get over it, just like I did. People do. It just takes some time. For you, I think it will take something like 20 years, maybe. But
she keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight. But it's...
Yes, It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Yes. But that time is gone. It's okay. No, Harry. We already tried again, and it didn't work.
Is that how it is now? We should just try all, not you too.
I don't know. Please. Harry, we can't be...
She avoids turning them to you. They're turning moist now. Her eyes.
You know what I mean. No, you don't. You've worked there for...
Questions? Did someone say questions?
This is another list, isn't it? It's not just the lists. You get sad, Harry. Other people get sad too, but not like you. In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man. And I'm actually very ordinary, Harry. Below this gown and wreath, this thing you've made me into. I'm sorry for saying so, but I just hate it. My lungs do not glow, Harry. I am just like all the others. None of us have glowing lungs. Stop making me into some kind of... It is. And it's making me late.
A warm gust wraps her gown around all the roads. We miss a completely different world.
It'll pass. Everything does. I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8...
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
No. That would only be painful and dull. Light, life, culture. I have to wipe it all off me and be clean again. That was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her, and am happy if... Yes, I won't see you, but... Oh, Harry, this is a dream. Can't you see? Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young, and I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not... See you tomorrow.
You're up quick. How was your sleep? Okay.
He's still worried. You must have really threatened.